Hello, my name is Andrew Miller and welcome to my Science and Global Change Scholars Practicum video. I am currently a sophomore at the University of Maryland with a major in civil engineering. For my practicum, I shadowed at the National Institute of Health during the month of January. During my time at the National Institute of Health, my experiences revolved around shadowing and learning from the biologists and research fellows of the Laboratory of Transplantation Immunotherapy. On Mondays and Wednesdays, my focus was on lab work under the lab manager, Robert Rieger. This included familiarizing myself with flow cytometry, natural killer cell splitting, the use of lab materials, and blood processing. While I could not directly handle these instruments because of lack of qualifications, I did observe and learn from Mr. Rieger while he explained to me every instrument. Beyond the lab, I also visited the clinical department. Here, I shadowed Dr. Puriv, a clinical fellow. In the clinic, I was able to see how Dr. Puriv interacts and works with the patients. While I mainly shadowed her, I also spoke with and learned from the other doctors, fellows, nurses, and pharmacists. A central component to the clinical work was collaboration. Each person was vital to assisting the patient and provided valuable information to make the patient feel safer and healthier. During my time at the NIH, I learned a lot. In the lab, I learned how to handle basic lab instruments such as pipettes and microscopes. I was also given various scientific papers and books to read on hematology. Through this, I learned more about how the human immune system works and why it's so important to study. The most important lesson I learned, however, was from both the lab and the clinic. I learned how important teamwork was for success. Everyone treated their colleagues with respect, and when faced with a problem, didn't hesitate to ask for assistance. I plan to use these lessons during my remaining time at the University of Maryland to not only succeed, but also continue growing. That concludes my presentation. Thank you for listening.